I'm Justin, I'm from DroneOps and we play with these. I'm the guy with the toys. We're not talking about those ones, they're nasty. We're talking about these ones. We're talking about the toy technology up rather than the defense technology down. These are cool. In the last 4 years, they've come on unbelievable leaps and bounds in terms of technology. These are just push telescopes. These are really disruptive little devices. They can go out, they can do amazing stuff. They've changed probably the TV industry colossally, and they've actually changed a lot. Interestingly, defense has been slow on the uptake with drones. The police and everyone else are playing catch up and to try and bring these things in as devices to work with. But at the minute, it's quite skills orientated. So, this is what the drones do. I come from, and basically this drone exists from the TV and the film world. It's a newish industry, about 4-year-old. So this is why it's caught everyone out, specifically defense. Like I said, defense normally creates products and then they slip down into consumer. This actually comes from the nunchuck, from Nintendo, and your mobile phone. It knows which direction it's facing with a compass. It knows what it's meant to be doing in terms of its orientation. And it's got really cool little devices in it. Bear with me. So basically what we do is we have a gimbal on the bottom, which allows us to understand what's up, what's down, and to move around. Can I bring you up onto the stage as well? This device to my right is a gimbal. This is a movie gimbal, and if you see, when Ryan moves this about, the camera stays absolutely rock solid rigid. These are amazing new technologies. These are brushless motors. This is really advanced stuff. This product was made off the back of drones requiring stabilization for cameras on the top. With a real helicopter, you can't get close proximity to people. You cause disruption, you've got lots of turbulence. With a drone, it allows you to keep up with objects, very close proximity shots to vehicles. But beyond that, that's just the film and stuff. That's the aerial aspect. That's the cool bit with the cameras. What I'm more interested in is how we actually use these devices to de-risk the human. Can we actually start using autonomous, semi-autonomous, but also human-managed devices to actually go out there and basically do roles and do things that humans just basically shouldn't be involved in? We work with counter-terrorism, bio, nuclear, and radiation. We've already been out to Chernobyl this year, flying drones, because the one thing you wouldn't want to do as a human is go near Chernobyl and do your models and your visual interpretation of it. When it comes to simple things like dealing with chemical incidents, why do we put a big yellow suit on? Why do we go forward? Why do we actually put humans at risk with sensors in their hands? What we do is we take those sensors that are hand sensors and we actually mount them and put them on drones. Cameras have got smaller and smaller. The camera that Ryan's got there, sorry, you can go. The camera that Ryan's got there is quite a decent camera. It's a heavy one. Cameras have got smaller and smaller. You can go to any of the shops, you know, the PC Worlds or the like, and you can get these amazing 4K camera sets now. That's allowed this technology to get smaller and lighter. Simple maths. This is flying stuff. Okay? We like light things. We like things that aren't heavy. As soon as you start adding weight and you start adding characteristics of volume, you have a problem. It means you need more energy to lift it, and then the drones get bigger and bigger. You saw before Game of Thrones and James Bond and Star Wars, and I've built all those drones, and they end up being about that size, like the size of a pallet. They're quite hefty vehicles. When it comes to using it for policing or for evidence gathering or forensics, these kind of devices are great. You're talking about a couple of £1,000s now, not the hundreds of thousands that it was before. However, they're not all safe. Something with 4 propellers on it, such as this one, which is a little racer drone, if it loses a propeller, it will actually fall out the sky, and it causes a problem, because it's a bag of sugar falling out from a height. If you had a hexcopter, and this has got 6 propellers, it flies clockwise, counter, clockwise, counter, clockwise, counter. And when it's in the air, it maintains its torque that way. If you lose a propeller, it would still safely land. So we like hexcopters and we like octocopters. We have one flight system in a consumer drone, whereas you should have two. You should have multiple batteries in case of battery failure. And you should have all these other fail-safes. And this is where the autonomy is coming in. Like I say, this is a relatively new industry, but God, come on, quick. Fast deployment. If I have an incident and I need to get a helicopter there, it could take 25 minutes. If I've actually got one of these in the boot of my car, within a couple of minutes, I can get it ready, launched, and out and about. If we're rescuing someone, brilliant, can go and find them. If we want to get intelligence, brilliant. The one thing with intelligence is, it decays with time. If we want to get to a scene of an event, or we want to get to an area, and we want to actually interrogate that area, we actually need to get that real-time intelligence, real-time information that we can forensically examine later. These are brilliant. This is what we do, though. We don't just fly with fancy cameras and go and get nice pictures. We take those pictures and we stitch them together and we create 3D models. As you can see with this one, we can fly for 20 minutes around something like Power Station. We can gather all those photos together in a point cloud. We can bring them together using algorithms, and we can create a 3D model in a very, very short amount of time. How much intelligence are we gathering about a scenario there? Imagine this is a real incident. Imagine from an industrial perspective what intelligence we're now giving industrial companies. How can we give them an advantage? How can we give them intelligence that they can't actually get at the minute? This is a roof inspection. What are you going to do? Put two guys on scaffolding and on ladders and put them at risk? No, the easiest way to do this is to literally just fly a drone across the top. Why not? These are scary things. This is a highly disruptive technology. This is something that gets more bad press than good press. And that's why we're here today. These are good, if they're used in a good way, all right? Why aren't we using them? Quite easily, everyone's scared of them. But beyond that, there's a skills gap. This is a technology that was in the realms of the hobbyist. They used to go down the park and fly the helicopters. Used to go to the beach and fly a plane. I'm old enough to remember being at school, vaguely, but I wasn't allowed to be a pilot because my dad wasn't. We now go into an empowerment routine. These drones are great. Every kid who's 12-year-old with the right tuition and the right mentoring can go out and fly and be a pilot. This is going to be an unbelievably healthy opportunity for careers in the future. However, you do need to apply ethics, okay? You should not be going out and flying these without understanding the safety, understanding the redundancy, and managing them correctly. This is a fantastic smoothie maker, all right? It also is not very good for humans in its current form, and the Chinese aren't helping us with this. It's a Chinese-driven technology. We believe it's European and American, but it's not. It's Chinese-driven. It's from the toy industry. This needs to be caged. It needs propeller guards on it. It needs to be protected from the human. If this goes wrong and lands in a field with spinning propellers, the last thing you want is a child running in towards it. Those days have to stop, right? We have to evolve this, and we have to look at the ethics, and we have to look at the human. However, ethics to me isn't standard ethics. Ethics to me is understanding referenceability and goodwill. What we need with these is to start seeing them going out, being used in appropriate environments in the appropriate way, helping people, helping to save time, helping to actually take that risk away and be used, from my perspective, to help the human. Thank you very much.